National Guard troops began protecting immigration agents as they made arrests in Los Angeles, an expansion of their duties that had been limited to protecting federal property. But just on Tuesday, the LA Mayor Karen Bass issued a curfew for the city's downtown area following several days of intense protests against ICE raids that saw clashes between demonstrators and law enforcement, widespread vandalism and some looting as well, particularly during the late night and early morning hours. So things in LA yet not restored to normalcy. There are tensions that haven't simmered yet, with the Marines being deployed on Trump's orders. We have a reaction from the US President and the California governor lined up for you. Listen in.
Within the span of a few decades, Los Angeles has gone from being one of the cleanest, safest, and most beautiful cities on earth to being a trash heap with entire neighborhoods under the control of transnational gangs and criminal networks. It's horrible what's happened so quickly. As the entire world can now see, uncontrolled migration leads to chaos, dysfunction, and disorder. And you know what? They have it in Europe, too. It's happening in many of the countries of Europe. They don't like it when I say it, but I'll say it loudly and clearly. They better do something before it's too late. Very simply, we will liberate Los Angeles and make it free, clean, and safe again. It's happening very quickly.
Look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard. An illegal act, an immoral act, an unconstitutional act.
For an expert's view, joining us on NDTV at the moment, Dr. Richard Benkin. Dr. Benkin, always a pleasure to chat with you. Not just the US president, as we've just heard, but some Republicans, even the US spy chief, Tulsi Gabbard, has now turned the heat up against the protesters in LA, calling them violent criminal mobs. This narrative we're seeing stitched up by Donald Trump, some Republicans. What do you make of what's going on in LA?
Well, actually, it's pretty simple. First, I found something very ironic. First, again, thank you for having me on, as always. I found something really interesting. These protests, as they're called, were initially held to say, oh my goodness, don't send these poor people out of this country. Please let them stay in this wonderful country. And when we saw images there, what did we see? We saw them burning the American flag. We saw them spitting on the American flag. That doesn't play well among the American people. Let's remember that unchecked illegal immigration was the issue for Brexit. It's an issue in many other European countries, and it was one of the top issues in the 2024 election. So actually, Trump is only doing what he promised the American people he would do. He has legal authority to do this. The American law code gives presidents this sort of authority. Certainly, they have this authority to bypass state governors in mobilizing the National Guard, for instance, when duly authorized federal officers, which the Immigration Customs Enforcement, or ICE, are prevented from doing their jobs, and no one else is helping them. The president has the right to federalize the National Guard. And like, for instance, this was done several decades ago during the civil rights movements, when certain governors did not allow federal law to be enforced regarding desegregation. And Trump is doing this now to enforce the immigration laws of the United States.
Well, what we're seeing currently, some say, yes, Trump is only doing what he promised Americans he would do, and that's why he was elected back, while others argue he's violating basic legal rights. But thank you so much, Dr. Benkin. We will, of course, keep in touch with you for what's happening in LA. Donald Trump has said he wants to see the kinds of ICE enforcement action that have taken place in LA spread to other cities. In fact, New York certainly thinks that it could be next, because protests have spread there as well. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has warned demonstrators planning to protest during the upcoming military parade in Washington that they would face very big force. Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump issued a blunt message. Listen in.
I just think it's amazing. We're going to have a fantastic June 14th parade, Flag Day. We're going to celebrate our country for a change. You know, and we're going to be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protester who wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And I haven't even heard about a protest, but, you know, this is people that hate our country, but they will be met with very heavy force.